Yeah, we back. We back in the Browns Neighborhood podcast, man. And I'm telling you, I had to go somewhere and find this cat. He was kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Down there at the barber shop. Yep, that's where he was. I told him, man, it's time to come on the show and tell it like it is. You know, don't be scared. He said he ain't scared, so you see him right here. That's Johnny. That's Johnny right there. We gonna find out what's really happening with Johnny. Because he do got a real good testimony. You know what I'm saying? He done been up here. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't going to hold back. Huh, Johnny?
No, we ain't holding nothing back.
Okay, Johnny. So, like I asked everybody, what side of town you came from? Where you grow up at, Johnny?
I grew up in Compton.
You done forgot.
And then I moved from Compton.
Wait a minute, man. Compton is big.
I moved from Compton.
Where were you born at?
Born in Compton.
Oh, so you from the CPT?
Yes.
Big Hub?
Yes, I'm over that way.
What part of Compton?
Off of Timmer.
Timmer and what?
Between Timmer and what's that street? I can't think of the name of the
Well,
street.
we ain't gonna go there. What elementary you went to?
Elementary school was on Timmer, but they tore the school down.
Tore it down. What junior high you went to?
I went to Bret Hart Junior High School.
Well, how you come from way over to Compton over there? Bret Hart. Bret Hart ain't in Compton.
Well, my mother moved from Compton to the west side.
How long did you stay in Compton?
I stayed in Compton when I was a little kid. And then I got...
But did you learn anything over there in
Yes,
Compton?
I learned a whole lot of stuff in Compton.
You did?
Yes.
Well, okay. He learned a lot in Compton.
So when I left Compton...
How old were you?
I was 9 years old when I left Compton.
So check this out. He learned a whole lot between 1 and 9, right?
Yes.
So first, I just want to know a little bit of what you learned in Compton. We ain't gonna leave the CPT without telling us something that went down.
Well, Compton, you know, it's a place where you could learn a whole lot of stuff from the streets. But then, you know, sometimes you got to know what you're doing and know your boundaries.
So did you learn anything in the streets of Compton?
Yeah, I learned a whole lot of things in the streets of Compton.
Before you left?
Before I left.
So you was learning stuff at 7, 8, and 9?
I had my oldest brother, you know, was teaching me things.
Oh, your older brother?
Yes.
Was teaching you?
Yes.
Did you learn pretty good?
Yes, I learned well.
Would you say you got an A in that class?
I got an A in that class.
See, that's what I'm talking about. So I don't know what he was learning, but he got an A. Your big brothers then was teaching.
Yeah, my big brother taught me a lot.
So you was pretty sharp.
Yes.
And now you finna leave Compton and come to one of the toughest junior high schools that I know of. Whenever they say, you know, certain junior highs, Bret Hart, Markham,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? Them was really kind of bad ones. I don't know. Drew wasn't bad. Gompers was bad.
Yeah.
I went to Drew. We don't want to classify ourselves as bad. We were just holding it down.
Well, Bret Hart, you know, when you come to Bret Hart, you know, that's a whole different ball game. You know what I'm saying? It's depending on how you carry yourself. You know what I'm saying?
So when you went to Bret Hart, you started in the 7th grade?
It started in the 7th grade.
Yeah. So before you got to Bret Hart, did you learn what was going on in the streets?
When I got to Bret Hart...
Before you got to Bret Hart?
Before I got to Bret Hart, I knew pretty much about L.A. My brothers and them traveled a whole lot, you know, and I learned a lot, you know.
Okay, well, eventually we gonna want to know what they taught you.
I can't tell you all.
Well, not everything. Well, you know,
they taught me some things, you know.
Look here, man. I grew up too, and my brother taught me some things.
Right.
And them things is, you know, a little bit how to hustle.
Oh,
hold on. So you won't be scared on the camera.
No, I ain't scared.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody got hustle in them.
Everybody got hustle, but
look. I'm still hustling today. It's just different.
Well, when I was hustling selling weed at school.
At what grade? What age were you?
I was
Sit on up.
I was in the 7th grade.
Look here, man. This dude only 12, and he want to hustle.
And I was hustling, and then
who taught you how to hustle?
My brothers.
They did?
My brother was cold, man. They had some cold brothers, man. They ain't from here. They from Kansas City, all back there.
They was from Kansas City.
Yeah.
But where you was born?
I was born here, but my mother was raised from Arkansas. I was back and forth.
Oh, is that right?
When I was a baby, I went back to Arkansas. Then my mama brought me back out here.
You the baby of the family?
Yes.
Yeah, he spoiled. He was spoiled.
No,
You wasn't spoiled?
not spoiled at all.
Was it tough growing up?
No, it was not.
It was easy?
It was easy.
So life was like peaches and cream?
Man, I had my brothers, I had my sisters. It was like 3 boys and 3 girls.
Is that right?
Yes.
And
So
you was the last one.
I was the last one, but my family and stuff was like the foundation. My mama was the key to the whole foundation. And mama kept the foundation together.
Right.
And that I admire her and I respect her for that, I learned a whole lot of stuff from her, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
As being a young man, then my dad, being in the service and everything.
Oh, your dad was in the service?
Yes, he was in the Air Force.
Well, that's a good thing.
And
The Air Force.
And he used to fly jet planes.
Is that right?
Yes. So when I was like 2, and the only thing I can remember him when he was holding me and stuff like that. And then about 6 or 7 months after that, my daddy passed liver cancer and stuff like that. Cirrhosis of the liver and stuff like that.
Okay.
And, so I looked at my dad as he was a good man serving his country and stuff.
Serving the country, and he raised them kids,
Yeah, he did the right thing as being a man. Some mans don't do that today, but my father did the best that he could do.
Yes, sir.
And I'm proud of that, you know what I'm saying? Made me the man that I am right now.
Well, I'm glad that you said that too, because we got to give men some props, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Right.
I'm one of them. I'm going to mention Mama. Mama did a hell of a job, but we got to also give some of these fathers.
You got some fathers that's good fathers out there.
Yeah.
Stepping up to the plate and doing what they're doing. And, and I admire them for that.
Right. Right. So growing up, when you went to Bret Hart, what year was that?
That was in the 70s.
In the 70s?
It was like 70, 75, 76, somewhere up in there.
Boy, it was tough then.
Oh yeah, it was tough.
Lot of things going on. So, man, by the time you got out of Bret Hart, it was the late 70s.
No, I got in fights and stuff at Bret Hart and
You
stuff
did?
like that. I got kicked out. When I was selling weed at Bret Hart, it used to be these 2 security called Starchy and Hutch. And I sold a joint to this dude. And the dude, I didn't know he had seizures. And he hit the joint, he had a seizure. And all my other friends left me in the bathroom. And then when Starchy and Hutch came, the dude had a seizure outside the bathroom. So the only person that came seen is me in there, and I'm trying to flush something down the toilet. And what I did. So then after that, they took me to the office.
What?
And when they took me to the office, all I remember, LAPD come pick me up, take me to 77 police station.
You went to the police
I
station?
went to the police station.
In 7th grade?
In the 7th grade.
Were you scared?
Nope.
Hey, he wasn't even scared. They take me to the police station in the 7th grade. I'm gonna be like, man, what? They finna keep me or what? You know what I'm saying?
No, I wasn't scared and everything, It's just the point that I was mad, you know what I'm saying? When it came and got me.
Why you mad?
I was mad because I'm just saying, you ain't got no evidence, you ain't got nothing, so why is y'all coming taking me?
You was the last man standing.
That's what I said. This because I was the only one coming out the bathroom and stuff like that. So, it went on. So then after that, I got suspended, and then I couldn't go back to Bret Hart. They kicked me out of the school district. So I had to go to school in the Valley. So I went to Van Nuys Junior High School.
Van Nuys, man, that's a whole nother.
That's in the Valley.
I would have been nervous just going time out. Johnny, they took you down to 77th Street, police station.
Yes.
Who came to get you?
They took me to my auntie house.
They did?
Yes.
But you couldn't go back to Bret Hart?
No.
He got to go.
You gotta go.
Well, who checked you in to go to the Valley?
I had to go to the Valley.
They could have sent you over there to that bad school called Jackson.
No, couldn't go to no LA school.
Oh, Jackson was LA too?
Yes, couldn't go to Jackson. I had to go to the Valley.
You went to the Valley.
Yes.
Did you graduate
Yeah.
from the ninth grade?
Yes.
You did?
I went from what I did is I went to Van Nuys. I got in a fight out there.
Man, why you keep getting in these fights, man?
Hey,
You ain't no big old dude.
Hey, I don't bother nobody, man. I was like, I play basketball, and you know, out there you got a few blacks, you got a few whites, you got Mexicans. You know, Mexicans, you know, think this, and I ain't that one. So you know, he tried to take my basketball, and it was coach right there. So when I asked for my ball when the bell rung, he acted like he didn't want to give it to me. So I said, let me sit my backpack down. So I said, so we gonna do this like this, and that's what we did.
You fight.
And so then I went to the principal office.
Don't tell me you got kicked out.
I got it suspended.
Suspended again.
So then after that, I left that school, went to Mulholland Junior High School.
So did you get kicked out or you just left?
I just left. My
And Mulholland is out there in the valley too?
Mulholland's out there in the valley. So I went there, and you know, it was cool. And I was in
Let me ask you a question, dog. Were you a good student though?
Yes.
You just was getting in trouble.
I didn't bother nobody.
Did you try to hustle down there?
Nobody do no hustle down there.
You left hustling alone.
I left. I didn't leave it alone, but I didn't hustle down there.
Oh, you hustled when you got back in L.A.
You got that right.
At 13
Yes.
and 14.
Yeah. I hustled all the way to.
So when it was time to go to, you graduated from Mulholland.
I graduated from Mulholland, then I went next door.
Or did they just pass you?
No, I graduated. I went from Mulholland to Birmingham High School.
So you couldn't even come back to Los Angeles even in high school?
I went to Birmingham. It was cool out there.
It was cool?
I went to school with Aretha Franklin's son, Michael Jackson's sister, the Du Bois. Yeah, I went to school with, and it was cool.
So you was down there with some stars?
Yes.
So that made you feel like a star?
Hey, I'm right there. We all having fun playing basketball. It was good. It's all good.
Did you play any sports in high school?
Play basketball.
Did you do any hustling in high school?
No, I did not.
Okay, I'm just checking the card. And you went through high school being a good student.
Yes.
And then you graduated.
You're right.
You got on out of high school.
Right.
Any college?
No.
Okay, so did you get a job?
Yes, I worked.
So where did you go to work at?
I worked at a body shop, you know.
What made you get into the body shop?
Body shop, it was cool. I like cars.
You like cars?
And I like cars. I like working on cars, like fixing cars, like fixing my cars.
Right. Yeah, I seen you doing that. So
Yeah.
what made you work at a body shop? Who told you about it? Was it a brother on the body shop?
It's a white guy on it. It's good.
Was it
a good guy.
was it in Los Angeles?
Yes, right there on Vermont, 92nd and Vermont.
92nd in Vermont?
Yes, he was good. His name was Bob. He was good, and you know, we hung out, went to his house. went over
Okay,
his
let's
house.
check this out. Let's check this out. You got a job. Did you have a girlfriend in high school?
Yes,
Or you wasn't ready for girls yet?
I had a whole lot of girls.
Hear this, brother. Had a whole lot of girls. But when that happened, there's always one that he fall in love with, but we gonna get to that.